Here's some more juicy one. Should Christianity affect how government functions or how policies are made? So
Mm.
this transcends any government entity, not just America. It could be whatever
Mm-hmm.
in the world. Like, because if you think about it, some other countries, like China, they don't want any religion involved
Mm-hmm.
in their system. And if you look at America, we're a little bit more Christian leaning. If you look at like a different country, they're more leaning to what's more common to them. Like somewhere in Saudi Arabia, they're more leaning to Muslim, right? So
Mm.
but there that's different, that's leaning compared to like the opposite way. So like that's like the whoever's running is in that religion, and that's how they're running it based on that religion. But let's put it in the opposite way, where the religion affecting the government. And now we're looking at specifically, should Christianity affect how government functions or how policies are made?
Mm.
Like, should we,
Hard question.
because if
It's
you
a,
look at our constitution, it's heavily affected by Christianity, right?
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because the people back then are Christians, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And there's nothing wrong actually. There's nothing wrong to be in the politics if you're a Christian. But here's the thing. I think when we make laws, we make laws based on our morality, right? And that morality comes from something. You just cannot say that morality comes from a plan. Morality comes from a greater being. We have a standard of right and wrong, which is we know for us Christians, we have God. That's the basis of our morality. And it should shape the moral compass of any person. And if it is based on laws, then that moral compass should shape that law. Like we know that slavery is bad, then we change a law based on that. We abolish slavery. And some people are, the issue about abortion. We know that killing human beings is bad. And we know that deep inside us that no one just kills a person because they just want it. Unless you're mentally ill, then you will. You might be, not you will. You might be, but that doesn't mean because you don't know what the moral compass is. But if we are morally inclined, we will make our laws, in line with the moral compass. And without Christianity, without any religion in there, it's innate for every people to have that they just cannot make, oh, it's free to kill people. No, it's free to hurt someone. No one will do that because people are moral beings. And when you say in a sense that should it affect Christianity, should affect how government function. I mean, people in the politics. I mean, they're fine. It can get tricky. It can. We don't know what's the white and the black. Sometimes it's on a gray area, so it's kind of difficult. But Christianity should not dominate the government or enforce religion through law. Because if we'll do that, then why are we doing this? Like we will just impose laws based on our or convictions. I mean, for me, it's not about the law. It's about how God sees them. How God say what is God saying about these issues. We will base it on that. It's not because of laws, but it's because of compassion on what does really God want. Is it you need to follow this set of rules? But we know that we cannot follow set of rules. And for me, the goal is not having a Christian government, but a government that is shaped by virtues of the kingdom of God. You'll see it, which is justice, truth, humility, and mercy, and love. I think we kind of need to, see that, like that we laws can never perfect us. We'll never perfect every laws. We can never, they call this, follow every rules or law. At some point we will break it, but that doesn't mean that we just need to stay there. So yeah, that's just my view. Yeah. And one of our friends says, yeah, he said, yeah, there's a thing called separation of church and state, because the state is governed by, for the people. It's for the people. Yeah. But overall, God has still authority over the state and the church. So whatever God says, that will abide to it.
Mm.
Do you have any,
Yeah.
insights about that?
So for me, it's maybe selectively. So I
Mm-hmm.
agree that we shouldn't impose anything on anybody else. But
Mm-hmm.
let's look at this in abortion. This is very sensitive topic.
Yeah,
A lot.
yeah.
As a Christian, I should fight for life, for innocent lives, right?
Yeah.
Any way I can. So if we can push as a Christian, you know, community, we can push to like abolish abortion, then yeah, I would be for it. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of arguments where, oh, when does life start? You know, it's just a clump of cells or something. So I believe that life starts when the egg and the sperm meets. There's a light that
Yeah.
emits. That's when life starts. Some people don't believe that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why there's an argument with abortion. For me, any form of abortion should be illegal
Yeah.
unless not when it threatens both their lives. Like
Mm-hmm.
they get in a car accident, one needs to be saved. You can only choose one. But that's not even abortion. That's something else. There's a different medical
Yeah.
term for that. But no woman should be able to freely choose, this is my opinion, to just
Mm-hmm.
kill that baby. If they don't want it, then put it up for adoption. There's
Mm.
there's millions of people who want to adopt, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's it's not it's you don't have if you end that person's life, you never give them a chance to survive. You're gonna say, oh, they're gonna have a hard time. I live in the mountains. I lived in the boonies. I was left by my parents, and I'm here, and I'm alive, and I'm happy to be alive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if my mom did continue to abort me and stuff, then I wouldn't be here. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm.
if you never give that person a chance, or, you know, that someone a chance to be someone because you decided before they can be,
Mm-hmm.
then, you know, that person's life ended. You killed that person. You killed that person's future. Doesn't matter if it's out of the womb or inside the womb. You already killed that person. So I think for us to approach it, I think for me, if we can, if there's some voting, I will vote against abortion. That's
Mm-hmm.
like in my stance. Not controlling like, oh, the government should be Christian, but we should instill values. We should fight for something like those. We should fight for it. We shouldn't just leave it to the general population and of choice. I get that, you know, there are different religions, there are different people, different beliefs out there, but we also have to fight for the lives of those innocent ones. And I believe they're innocent, and I believe that they're alive, you know, even if they're just egg cell, the small tiny being that just started. I believe that they are alive. So,
Mm-hmm.
in that sense, I believe that Christianity should affect how government functions, or
Mm-hmm.
how it at least it decides on things. Abortion is just one of them. Like
Yeah.
there's other stuff, but that's my stance on it now. And for
Yeah. Because.
example, if we see a government like a Hitler, we should fight
Mm-hmm.
against that. If we
Mm-hmm.
notice something like that, we should also fight against it. We should, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm not saying like we go get our guns. I mean, there's different times for that, but we
Speak
should,
about it. Yeah.
yeah, speak
Something like
about it.
that.
Mm. Speak up. Yep.
Yeah. I think that's what happened back in his time. That no one speaks about it. So
Mm.
only it's a couple of people, but people turn. They choose to be blind in that issue. But yeah, I guess it's for us to speak up, and yeah, because the one you said, Brent, it's about moral. But we need to do the moral standards. What is the standards? And yeah, I mean, everyone has opinion with the abortion. Where does it start? But for us Christians, we know that whenever a woman conceive, that's the start of life.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's good.
Going once, going twice.
About this, what do you think about, like, for example, like any religion, like enforcing through their laws about that certain religion?
Have you been to the Middle East? You live
I've been to
there.
the Middle East.
You
Yeah,
live
I
there.
mean, well, so I will answer my own question technically. Yeah, I've been to the Middle East. It's a Muslim country. Everything revolves around every laws revolves around the religion itself. And you know what? It's suffocating because they're trying to insist something that you never believed in the first place. So as a Christian in a Muslim country, it's hard. It's really hard. But well, that's what happens when you force something into people, like what happened to the Muslims. They have this because they were threatened to be killed. Would you love a religion like that, or would you love a God would just like annihilate these people who don't believe in me? Would you worship a God like that? Even in government, it revolves around there. That when you're a Christian in that place, you will be deported, you'll be killed, you'll be tortured. Would you want a God like that? It's very brutal. I don't want a God that was very brutal. I don't want even people. I mean, how it spread. I'm not attacking. I'm just sharing my my experience and what I knew, that the Muslim spread because of a sword, but Christianity
Spread
spread
because of the word.
because of the word, because of love, because of servanthood. Wouldn't you rather go through that instead of being killed? I mean, you'll be killed if you're in that area. And if I feel for those people who are in very restrictive nations, but even more, that fires me up to be bold on preaching the gospel. If you impose something religious, it's difficult because you want to kind of resist everything. It's risking, and violating religious freedom. And we're missing the gospel's focus on voluntary and heart level transformation if we make a religion a law. So that's just for me. So even Christianity, if we make it a law, it will be we're missing out on the focus of what the gospel really is to be voluntary. It should be a heart level transformation. It's not list of laws.
Yep.
So yeah.
Bring us back to the garden.
Mm-hmm.
If God made worshiping Him a law, that's it, then there will be no tree of sin,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because then that's against the law. So
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He still gave us freedom. There's no
Yeah.
lock, and they're like, obviously, you can't mix sin with God because sin equals death.
Mm-hmm.
So you can mix them, but he still gave us a choice
Yeah.
to choose him. So it's not because what was that conversation we had last time where and he already knows everything. I don't know if it was us who had that conversation or I read it somewhere where if God already knew that Adam and Eve would eat the apple, why did he put it in the tree in there?
Yeah. I
So
think it was just like, is that a free will or something?
yeah, so but
Yeah.
Yep.
it's there because he wants us to choose to love him, not to make it a
Yeah.
law to love him.
Yeah.
So there's that difference there with religion being running the government. So like how
Mm-hmm.
you experience it in Saudi or somehow other countries experience, like I think China, but China
Yeah.
isn't.
China. There's a lot of countries that are very restricted
Yeah.
with that. Yeah. So yeah.
So we agree that religion shouldn't run the government, but we should still
Mm-hmm.
fight
But
for
should.
morality
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
speak up against immoral things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Totally agree.
Yep, I agree as well.
What about our friend in?
The chat.
Yep. The chat. He agrees. He agrees.
Agree.
Yeah. We are his mouthpiece.
Yeah.
So yeah, is that all the questions that we had for today?
Yep, that's all of
And
it.
by the way, yeah, if people are watching, if they have questions, like they wanna discuss stuff, feel free to put that in the comment.
Uh,
We wanna talk about it.
mm.
Yes.
Mhm.